Alright, welcome back to another Plain Explain. I figured I'd record because we're rig battling the 2K. I hope that lasts. This guy trapped me with the block. I can't give away some exploits, which has been the issue when I record. Because I just give away all my exploits. Or not all my exploits, not all of them. But I give away too many. I realize that when I watch the vids over again that I'm just giving away too much. Here we're just gonna pray we beat like Jack 10 and like nothing. Let's hope T-Rod is like Jack 10, Jack 9. That's kind of what we're aiming for. I think it's believable. Oh my god. Good start to the video. Five's gonna be too weak. We got a 2K here, and we got 500s in the middle. Yeah, if you're looking for the overlay software I use, link in the description, and let's hope we can get some hands to go over. Glad that everyone's just staying and playing, which is nice for me, because this could just end up being a heads up, which is so boring. Recording, because I can't record. I need to play on ECR, but for some reason my ECR, like I have to uninstall and reinstall it today. I don't know if there's an update or something, and my laptop just can't handle it. Yeah, I'll try to be pretty objective in the spots. If I make an exploit or something, I can't really explain why. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna try not to talk about my opponents at all. It's tempting because I like sharing everything with you guys, but they just see it. 94. I think this mixes. It might be too weak, but whatever. 94 is it? It's like maybe 1 pip lower. It can't be that bad. Especially when you're flopping straights like that. Should've called. But yeah, I'll try to edit this video and hopefully it's good. I'll try to talk a little louder so my mic doesn't cut out because that's been an issue. And yeah, I'll try to post it also a blitz video today, or I'll try to make one. Right, this I believe just mainly calls. I think you would bluff king jack off. Actually, you can turn this into a bluff. On a 1, we're just gonna call. Especially deeper, probably more of a call than a 4-bet. Just the price you're getting is a little better. Jack high, we're gonna have ace jack off pure, so it's on. I think 10 high is the main exploit for him. I think we're just gonna defend almost all king queen here. Yeah. Okay, no heart, which kind of sucks because, for example, the jack not being a heart, he could check a lot of jack X with a heart. Not having a diamond though is nice because he's probably not as likely to 3-bet queen jack off or king jack off. He should be mixing, especially this deep. I don't really know what my opponent's pre-flop strategy is though. Could just be 75 though, because if he has range betting, he probably just has a lot of folds here. I don't mind it, but I kind of have to jam river if I B75. And my outs are kind of cooked because I hit a queen. The good news is I can check back. I'm gonna check back though. I should try one. Hee. Oh, I autopilot down here. But if I make a mistake, it's probably more likely to gonna be at the 500 than at the 2K. Just the nature of playing multiple tables. Obviously, in a perfect world, you want to make a mistake on any table. But I'd still win. I'm still winning in this game, so even if my win is cut in half. So I don't mind that. But that's just a personal thing. Not really. When I don't record, this kind of sucks. But I'm not folding. I don't really think I'm good here ever. Oh, I'm good. And he has a hand he should never have. Perfect. I probably would take a note of this if I wasn't recording. See advantage to checking back. We obviously hit that card. And I've never really cooked my opponents for bluffing because I didn't think I was good there, so it was a good bluff. It's just a fact. I had a queen. Because, for example, I didn't think I was good with king queen. That means if I had a hand like jack, like that means I'm definitely not calling enough. So I wouldn't say it's a bad bluff, but I definitely need to take account of that. I've put a lot of hands versus this guy. B75 or check. You want to be aggressive here. I do think my hand being like, I don't know. I think there's two 10-8s that I would like to bet here, and I would be 10-8 of clubs and 10-8 of spades. I think 10-8 of diamonds is probably not that good because you're not going to block 8-7, which is kind of an annoying hand for you. I think we can just rip this one. We'll jam it. It seems more like, what's the better strategy here? We'll just jam. We would've got there. Oh, we wouldn't have. But yeah, I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'll take a look at this flop for you guys. Okay, surely we do a BBJ on one of the two. One of the two tables, right? Manifesting. 3 bets coming in from him. Or maybe, yep, okay, good. I'm a little off. Okay, what, ace of diamonds, ace of spades on the flop? Fuck, I should be 4-betting, but I'm like so motivated. Okay, we're rolling. Because we should roll. You always roll in position. You always roll. 36 is meant to be. Okay, never mind. I'm trolling. It's fine. We got a good bar. You usually just roll in position. I'm not on the button. Obviously, it should 4-bet, but whatever. For the video, for the memes. How often do we want to raise this? I would say very often, because I just want to stack jacks and tens. So almost every card's going to kill my action. So I'm just going to raise. I think not having a diamond is kind of nice to raise, because I get to fold out king, queen of diamonds and stuff like this, which is slightly more EV. If I were to call, I'd rather him have king, queen of hearts, king, queen of spades. I mean, maybe that's not fully true. Actually, in this specific node, I might be thinking of a different type of concept, but we're still going to get it in. I don't care. The club is nice, because if you have aces or kings without a club, going to increase my EV. If he has ace, king of spades, and or diamonds, and he rejams, well, at least when he hits a club, when he hits like, if he turns the ace of clubs, then I have some outs too. Oh, this is so weird. I have no clue what to do. Genuinely, we can find out together, I guess. Let's play all these spots. Okay, so the thing here is we're gonna have a lot of clubs. We'll probably have to check back a lot, so I'll just check back queens to the clubs and then just like doom bluff catch river. Seems fine. Life. And we're gonna call down here. Good board. Hopefully he doesn't have jacks. Just gonna overbet here because my line just checks. Fuck. I think I just checked back. Could he bluff catch me with tens? Yeah, but I have so many strong hands here, eh? He's gonna have jacks as well. And I think he would check jacks on this river, because think about it, if you were in his shoes, would you jam jacks on the river here? I don't really think so. Check. Because the incentive for him, he probably thinks I'm very polar. So he probably thinks like he wants to get paid more of my bluffs. He probably doesn't assume that I would have too many calls, because I wouldn't assume if I had calls if I was him either. So I don't think jamming them there makes any sense. Raises. I think we just call. Keep in bluffs. Oh, if this guy has kings, like 40 steaming, but like I really do not like this spot. I don't know why he's playing so weird. Like just play normal. Check min click. Like what are we doing? Like what are we doing? Like what are we doing? Ugh, it's just so sickening. And then he just turns it. Whereas if we had gotten in the flop, I could run it twice or something. I'm tilting about nothing right now, but I'm just annoyed. Why are you playing this weird? Okay, I think I just want to jam now. I mean, I could just keep in bluffs, eh? I blocked the ace of hearts. Yeah, it's actually better just to call. It just is. Because if he has ace 5, he might just be like, oh, he could have ace 6 of hearts. It's stupid to jam, I think. And if he calls off a flush draw or calls off anything and sucks out on me, he was going to suck out anyway. So there's no point in denying equity. With this hand, I think I just deny all the equity I need to have already. And yeah. Hard for me to be beat, but I just don't really know what he has for value, and I don't know if he's bluffing without an ace, so I really just do think I'm beat. But I kind of hope I'm not. Oh, sick. Sick. He has queens. Sick. I don't know. I think I'm just a nit. Like deep down. You know what it is? I don't think I'm the nit. I think I just always assume my opponents are nits. But this guy does love going thin for value. I told me I was gonna talk about it, but I mean, to be fair, in his credit, it really is hard for me to have a king. But the issue I would say, and like your pot share might be higher just from like he probably thinks my reopening right, like I'm not gonna bluff enough or something on the king as well, so he might as well hope I bluff catch ace jack. The issue with that is it's like, why would I ever bluff catch you if you're just jamming queens thin and you have ace king and you have aces? Like I have to really respect your pre-flop discipline and then your ability just to fire off ace 5, which I don't know. I don't know if the average player is thinking that. I think like for me to call bluff catch ace jack there and stuff, which is like obviously if you plug it into a solver, it might call, but that's because the solver is very disciplined pre-flop, so it has the bluffs, and then it's very disciplined post to like make sure it just has these bluffs. But yeah. Whereas in reality, like, come on, like, if you guys play that spot, like, would you? How often are you bluff catching? You're just gonna put your opponent on probably the hands I was putting him on. Especially now that I know he could have queens. You know what I mean? So I'm calling ace jack now, and he's going thin on me. So then what if he knits it up? I'm just losing so much. Like, that's the issue with these people who go thin that maybe don't bluff enough. Not to say this guy never bluffs or anything. I don't know, but curious with this because we can all agree that that hand is probably not playing out the same as the sim is. So someone we go run it in, it's a jam. And I've told the guy to do range builder and build the spot. He's not building it perfect. Just check raise, check line. I highly doubt it. All right, I'm just gonna call the wreck here. I don't know, half pot. It's not pot. There's that. But yeah, I mean, if you ever want to do something humbling, just to remind you guys just about how little looking at a solver's decision, especially on the river, matters. Go do range builder. It'll show you that even in a spot you know very very well, go do the range builder, because it will really just highlight like how hard it is to even for someone who is staring at the spot, even if you just learned it. You're not gonna get 100%. Like I can almost guarantee you guys aren't gonna get 100%. Maybe in a 4-bet pot you could, maybe, but like in a single raise pot it's almost impossible. So um maybe Yolan could with his memory, but I think I'm pretty okay at it, and I don't get 100% or anywhere near that. So like in the I don't know. I feel like I get the spot perfect and it'll be 87. So not that you shouldn't strive. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should strive for 100%. I'm just saying like if you're looking at solver outputs, it is a jam. It's like you have to understand like what's going on. Because I'm sure even the best players in the world, I don't know. Maybe I don't know how good these guys are. Maybe they're just that they're that nuts. Because I know they're very smart, but I mean on a memorization level to figure frequencies perfect is there's smart and there's like inhuman, right? You can know every heuristic and have a very good time like pinpointing it, and like even when you look at these great players, they're not telling you their exact strategy, right? So like they're not gonna make EV mistakes. They're gonna make frequency errors, but the frequencies do matter once you get to the river, and that's usually yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Let's be fucking really cooled the fuck out of him. So I'm pretty fucking happy about that. Just have aces. It's so easy to look smart when you have aces. Oh god, I'm such a genius. What is he doing, pleb? It's hard for me to have king X. I will say though, I feel like the queens just isn't a very good check. OTF. I could be wrong. Queen of diamonds as well. I just get to free roll him with ace queen. When I check back, ace five even free rolls the fuck out of him here. Checking back. Even a hand like 6-5, stuff like this. I mean these hands have draws, so you could argue they call, so then it's indifferent, but I do think just free rolling, because like for example, if imagine when check check and the turn's a king, no, right? Like kings doesn't have to worry about that as much, and aces doesn't have to worry about that at all, right? So it goes check check here. It's like, well then why'd you trap you trapped queens? You know, obviously I reopened because I fucking the nuts. So not to mention his hand performs way worse versus a reopening range. Obviously he's just trying to stack ace jack, but you just block. What just happened? Like genuinely, what just happened? Am I playing in the best pool of all time? Called him with king 10. Oh my god, David's probably losing his mind right now. I'd be steaming. I'd raise balls. That's small. He floats sixes, whatever. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, I don't love it when the ace is naked, but it's fine. Those notes are outdated, so don't even worry about him. I clearly don't know how this guy plays poker at all, so my notes are pointless. Check. He 1/3. And river check jam. Call. What is he thinking? He doesn't block ace 10. Like, this is what I don't get when people do stuff like this. This call is just horrendous, I think. I would never call here. I'd be sweating with ace 5 here. First David, so fair enough. Well played. If he bluffs me here, I'm snap holding, so good job him. But I think this guy he's gonna go back and he's gonna think he's a genius. But I mean, you really have to give your opponent credit for bluffing 6-6 here. Stuff like this, 6-5 suited. I don't know. And like we saw earlier, this guy really does like to go thin. So it's not like he's jamming boats only. I don't know if I already rolled. Maybe I rolled twice, but whatever. Oh, right. We're just gonna B20. I think it's fine. Play half water check. Front load a little. I mean, probably can't front load the 9 here. It's probably too weak. Especially if opponent's under 4 betting. Meaning he's gonna have jacks and 10s more often. But I like the equity denial with the 8. Get rid of like queen 10 offsuit or queen 10 suited and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the call. I don't mind. I like David's play. I mean, the fact that he has the balls to follow through, this guy's gonna pay him infinite more in the long run. Whatever. I mean, that being said, like you have to bluff catch, and he might feel capped on the turn. An opponent might he might just have to read that the guy's not going thin, which I would never have this read versus David because he's not afraid to go thin. So that's my opinion. Yeah, just because you, it's also I think a lot of people fail to like. People think that poker isn't a game of like frequencies. I guess like just because. Oh my god, I shut it again. Fuck me, I feel so bad. I'm gonna just have to delete notes on. I hope it doesn't. I'm gonna look after. If it says something super fucking ridiculous when I stop recording, then I'm just gonna cut it out. But I don't think it's anything too ridiculous. It's probably like I'm probably giving him info on me, to be honest. I don't think it's something someone else could use. Probably because I take stupid notes. I'm not like saying like yeah. If it's like some like niche like bluff he did or niche trick he did, then to be fair, just by recording I'm doing that. And I give away so much info. I do feel bad when it's like I single out someone because I know people care. I never could care that much. Obviously, I record my fucking self play, which is like Giga minus EV, so I just don't care. I found the game. I think the game would be way better if people actually shared what they did, a little bit. Like I understand why you need to keep stuff secret, but it's just so boring how everyone just like doesn't share anything. People won't even share the red and blue line, right? Like, I understand why people do it. Like you're playing for money at the end of the day. I get it, but I think poker would do better if it was more of a video game than it was a fucking like gambling game that degenerates play, and then it was and then it was like people exploit them by like grinding. Like I think this like hustle up mindset and sharing nothing and doing this. I understand why it was like I understand like the contrarian point of view, and it makes honestly more sense than what I'm saying right now. But I don't know. I think like if we had more content creators and people who are good sharing, as opposed to people trying to like get coach EV or extra just EV from doing it, like game would be more entertaining. And he goes for this. He does do this for value a shit ton. I literally want to bluff catch because I feel like I'm such a good bluff catcher. I've never in my life called him here and been good. So, but today I think is gonna be the day. So YOLO. So. Gotta call sometimes, right? And I block 4-5. And I block 4-3 suited. And I block ace-3 suited. Yeah. And I unblock like not to mention like he just has less 4x and he has 8x. Like I'm not gonna bluff catch ace 8 here because he could just doom overbet all of his like 10-8, 9-8 type shit. Like queen jack, for example, right? So like ace queen. Whereas like how many 4x hands does he really have? To be fair, like maybe some more, and he might bluff those on the turn. So, because I wouldn't put his range. I think he's doing it exploitatively. But that being said, so I'm never gonna actually like he's not doing it perfectly balanced. There's no way, right? Um, but that being said, I'm sure sometimes he's under bluffing it and sometimes he's over bluffing it, right? And I can't really know. I'm sure there's some loads depending on the day he's gonna have no bluffs in that line, and then some nights he's gonna probably only bluff in that line, you know. And it's like pretty hard to keep track of if you're not playing versus him every day. So, and not to mention he's just gonna emotionally change, right? Like now that I called him on that type of texture, now maybe he's less likely to bluff it on that, and he's more likely to bluff it on another stuff like that. I'll just call here. Could consider raising, but whatever. Recording 20 minutes. I think we've got some good stuff going. I always feel like the video's better when I'm winning. but that's obviously my bias. I do like posting when I lose. I feel like I have posted myself losing a good amount recently, but I start to tilt a little when I lose, so I can't explain it as well. It's mainly for that reason. I have no shame in showing myself lose. It's like I think it's actually better. I think if you don't show yourself lose, it's like what are you doing? But I think I do tilt a little bit too hard sometimes, and I'm more likely to like cope, like share why my play was good even though it didn't work out. Whereas if it just works out, I can just not have to. I don't have to be like, well, this guy's overfolding, da da, you know. And then I share exploits. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do blitz soon. Um, I just really want to post good videos for you guys. I have a couple of videos that are getting a lot of views. Like my YouTube short where I hit the BBJ for the first time is blowing up. So if you guys could, when you watch it, just go watch it a couple times for me. Uh, it probably helps out. Let's see if we can pump my YouTube short. My first BBJ. That'd be funny. Like and comment on the video or something. If you're a real one. Get that watch retention going on too. Yeah, I think I just need to be more disciplined with not giving away secrets and stuff. Because I record these videos, and this is why I don't post as often. Because then I rewatch it, and I'm like, ugh. Like I'm just calling the guy like a nit the whole day. I'm like I can't. It's just like I can't. Oh, he would never bluff in this line. He doesn't bluff. Oh, he does this. Oh, he over C bets. Like he range bets on this board. So like and I'm just giving away way too much. So yeah, I can't do that. Um, or I'm doing an exploitative bluff, and I realize I shouldn't. I can't do. It's fun to show off and do my like cool plays, but I just really can't be doing it because it just costs you too much EV for now. If I had a bigger following or paid subscription, which I'm not doing yet, and I have no real plans on like making that much money off of it, it would just be fun to I should bet here versus rec. It would just be fun to post more content like where I can actually exploit and stuff like this. Like as if you guys were my friends, I guess, and I could just show you without having to worry about my opponent seeing it or something. Especially the opponent I don't know about. That's what concerns me about playing on ACR. Like here I still know everyone, so I have exploits on them. But if someone sees my strategy, and then I can know if they're kind of countering my strategies or something. Like I can observe like, oh, this guy has seen my videos or they're changing how I play. Maybe they're calling me way more in a certain spot because of it, right? But when I go play on ACR now, I'm a little concerned like uh these guys are very good and they might see and I by no means am playing like perfectly accurate most of the time. Uh so that means they're gonna be able to pick up on stuff. I still think they're making mistakes, but I'm too concerned right now with me making mistakes that it's hard for me to play over there. I play over there when I'm recording though, because I don't really care when I record. But when I record, I'm sacrificing win rate. It's just true. So, but I really just enjoy it. It makes me like. It's one of the things I like the most about poker. Is my YouTube channel, to be honest. So I'll probably always try to be posting. I'd I'd rather like I'll give you V to post. I don't care. But yeah. How long have we been recording for? 23 minutes. I'm kind of yapping about not poker, but I hope you guys don't mind. Here, I'll look at a past spot because I haven't been in a spot in a minute. So this spot is. I should have probably gone more in depth on the one spot, but to be honest, I just didn't know. I feel like there's a dynamic I was missing when it comes to this spot. I do think like the turn reopen being small is like kind of dumb. Like the bottom of your range, let's be honest, here is ace-x. So just size up. I understand why though. If you had an ace, you would size down and then just jam river. To be fair, and he was going like full, like he was going setting up for a pot size river bet, so it's like kind of smart. What would Geo here be? I don't even know. What's 2e? 60%? I don't even know. On the turn. Because ace jack is just stacking off instantly. Ace nine, it's like that's where you probably mix. Probably not really. You're probably just stacking off ace nine. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's the thing. Like he would jam ace nine here for sure. So the king 10. I don't really know what you're blocking. King jack. I think that's not relevant. I don't know. I feel like in spots where you give your opponent credit to bluff under pairs and stuff like this, you're usually probably like for 99% of players you're gonna be losing money because most people will just check back their under pair and just not bluff you and have no bluffs there. Obviously, there's certain regs that will, and honestly, I didn't think he was one of them in that spot. So well played him. These guys are pretty sharp, you know. But that call is legit crazy though. And I've had crazy bluffs versus this guy, like absolutely crazy bluffs. I was playing him heads up yesterday. Now I'm starting to get scared. I think he's had enough. I think he's had enough. But he didn't take it out on me. He took it out on he took it out on him. Oh my god. What is this? I'm just gonna look if I have to cut it out. It's nothing. That literally means absolutely nothing. Thank God. And those notes are probably over a year old. So I just literally said standard stuff, I believe. And you know what? I get a lot of DMs all the time. Like, oh, you said that I was doing this wrong, and it kind of helped me to get better. So you know what? I'm probably accidentally making these guys better anyway. So if I show your leaks, it's probably me just doing you a favor. To be honest, if someone had my leaks on a YouTube video, I probably wouldn't be like, oh, whatever. Like it would only be if I had some like niche thing about a strategy that they're doing that is clearly still working, which I don't think my notes are showing. If someone told me like under bluffs this line, I'd probably be like, oh, maybe I have to bluff it. I don't know. Actually, that's a bad example, maybe. But I'm just gonna call here. I just feel like it. I rolled high enough, but I just feel like it this deep. I don't know how this guy's constructing his preflop ranges, and I know my hand probably is gonna get into tough spots. I'd rather just play in an easier spot right now, exploitatively. Right, good luck us. I do kind of observe this guy's passive, so yeah, but at the same time, come on, what are we talking about? So, just gonna call down. Yeah. He checks, I'm gonna probably, but I can half pot and set up for a pot size river. Goes half pot, I'm just gonna call. Don't like it, don't like it. But we block king jack suited, he shouldn't have king jack off. I'm just thinking about pocket jacks, because people will bet half pot here with jacks, so now if he shoves, I have to worry about losing one more hand, but could have been a lot worse, I'm gonna be real. I hope it's just same hand, or a bluff. I look like the biggest nit when I record. It's embarrassing. I'm such a pussy. Like, it's crazy. The thing is, I still play normal. It's just because I have to. Like, but it's mainly, it's not even like, I don't know. I just run so good recording. Like, they just have bluffs. Like, oh shit, I should have raised versus rec here. I'm playing bad. My adrenaline was cooling. I should definitely have raised. I still would expect a reopen from fives here. That's kind of crazy. Damn, what a fucking bluff, eh? God, I look like such a bitch too. I'm like closing my eyes. I'm trying to be extra for the video. Like normally I just like snap call and I'm like show it to me. The video I'm like trying to be funny. Like God, I'm low-key embarrassed. Like this sick. Obviously going to villain. Okay, I don't think his combo is good, but if I'm overfolding, then it's obviously fun, which I might be. So yeah, clearly calling king ace king pre-flop is printing though, because he's bluffing ace 10, and he's triple barreling on a king high board because he doesn't expect me to have it. So yeah, good prints by me. Though 10 of hearts on the river is probably kind of bad. Because, I mean, I'm going to have like queen 10 of hearts, ace 10 of hearts, obviously. I'd say like ace 5 is probably a pretty easy bet, easy bluff, 5-4, stuff like this. I could potentially have 5-4, but yeah, you gotta pick something with equity because, I mean, like what's the best zero equity hand? I don't even know. You probably want the high cards like ace queen and stuff like this. Probably. But let's go. Apparently I'm just in the most aggressive pool of all time. Like, what is going on? I swear to God, I thought it's the nittiest pool. Am I trolling? Maybe I'm just the nit. Jesus. Ace 4 mixes, but it's like way lower than ace 3 and ace deuce. I like to play 175 if I'm him. I'll give away some info. Personally, I think it's more fun. That's about it. E33 is so boring. Like, on Rainbow, on two-tone you can't do it because your runouts are just too bad. Like, you're just gonna get too many bad runouts. This is basically the same thing. Like, you're betting the same types of hands, except you're probably a little more merged, but yeah, it's just more boring. You get to see bet more often, but I like to check and put people in spots. It's more fun. The reason why you can't on the two-tone though is just your opponent has a way easier time defending, right? Like, he can just call flush draws now that he didn't have the ability to call that before. 77, we'll spice it up. So that there's that, and then also you're gonna get more bad runouts. Like, that's just the nature of overbetting a spot like Jack 8-6. Is you kind of want a clean runout. You want like 3 deuce. You want 5-3. You know what I'm saying? Even if like one straight draw card gets there, it's a little bit better. But if you like imagine you overbet Jack 8-6, right? With kings, right? And then it's two tone, and then the turn is like a 10 of hearts or like 10 plus the flush draw. Like, you just feel like shit now. Your hand's like so bad versus that range because you just called B175, so you're just cooked. Like, you're done. So yeah, that's why you got to keep the pot smaller a little bit when you're gonna get bad runouts. It's not really a cooler if half the deck is a bad runout. You know. Anyway, I hope I'm giving some good advice. I don't know. This video's been a bit doom, but yeah, I'm sunning. God, I'm so lucky. Okay, so we have the nuts over here. He calls half pot on the turn. Jack 6-3. He doesn't check raise and play. I would play B250 if I was him on the turn, just because like makes the most sense. It's like the geo size or whatever. Or maybe maybe it's a little bigger with 2x. I don't know, but it's like close to it. And your range is like 2 pair plus, obviously. So I just want to B75 and like bluff catch. Is that like a good induce? No, let's just go like this and hope he just has king X. The issue with the size, if he does have 2 pair, I'm gonna feel like kind of like crap, but I really don't expect him to play 2 pair like this. Like, I do think he's like super capped in practice. Because like the odds that you just call 2 pair on the river or on the turn is like next to 0. You're either gonna bet it or check raise it. Like, almost no one has the discipline to just check call it. Yeah. Only hand that like would make a lot of sense to check call probably is the straight, but even then there's a flush draw. So straights or set even. Like, those hands are nice because they can jam river, so they can still kind of play this like hard to play river strategy. If you have 2 pair, you kind of like can't usually jam rivers. You kind of need to build the pot on the turn or something. And then obviously like your worst 2 pair, like if you had discipline, I would say like bottom 2, like 4-3, 6-3 suited if you defend that, king 3 suited, stuff like this, because you're gonna get more bad runouts when you check raise, so you actually want to rate to the river. There's also that heuristic. I'm just gonna fold here. The more bad runouts you have, your equity just gets absolutely like nuked. Usually are better slow play hands. So like that's why top and bottom will slow play more often, just because it is a strong hand. But on certain runouts, it's no longer gonna be that strong of a hand. Deeper, I'm just gonna flat more often with the 8s. Point 2, just gonna call here. Consider raising, but I think you would raise. I mean, you actually probably could raise stuff like this. I haven't looked at the spot, but you actually probably could, because raising just king X and trips probably is like not enough to raise. If you're playing a small raise, if you're playing a big raise strategy, you obviously can't raise this. And unblocking bluffs and not having a club actually makes me want to call, so we're gonna do that. The reason why not having a club is good is because A is gonna bluff with the 8 of clubs, and then B, when we hit our boat, we're gonna have more hints we like giga cooler. So yeah. Isaac King. Yeah. Interesting that he doesn't merge on the turn, but to be fair, I'm a station, so well played him. Just gonna range check here. Did I open UTG? No way, man. Am I playing this bad? Someone not get dealt. Yeah, whatever. I'll just fold, even though I know it's a call. I just like low-key forget the spot. Please tell me I'm like in the small somehow or something. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Yeah, whatever. There's like 2 wrecks at the table. It's not that bad. I will say I'm not playing too good. I'm focusing more on talking than I am playing well, especially in these 500s. I'm a little bit upstuck right now, not gonna lie. But I'll record for 40 minutes and then we'll go over some interesting hands. Don't copy every single thing I do in every video. I make a lot of mistakes when I record, especially. I'm pretty bad at it because my inner dialogue is like way different when I record compared to when I normally play. Like I'm just talking about different stuff because I'm explaining what I'm thinking, whereas before, like otherwise, I'm explaining to myself. I guess what I should be thinking. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. And I'm also like way more attentive to not making a little bit of mistakes. I feel like when I record, I'm too focused on talking to like care about a pre-flop mistake or something. Which should probably be the opposite, to be honest, because I should probably try to play more polished recording. But I just don't care, I guess. I don't know. That being said, I don't make mistakes over here. I have the 2K, and I think on the 1K I've been okay. It's mainly the lower stakes where I'm more likely to not pay as much attention, which is not a good habit, but it's just it just makes more sense, right? Like if I'm gonna sacrifice win rate, it's gotta be somewhere, then it's more likely to be on the lower stakes tables. Yeah, versus 2.2, it's like actually okay, already getting close. I think you could play checks here, and I think we just do want to raise ace 4 here, like every time with the ace of diamonds. Like I just think it's every time. We have king 10 a lot. I'll just go 75 because we're gonna raise king queen here. So yeah. And if I go too big, it's like, okay, what am I repping now? Because I'm just isolating myself. Like I don't want to go to a size where he's folding king X at all. Not that people would, but if I go too big, he technically could. And it's hard to rep king queen at that size. Just gets less value. I should be pure calling here, but another mistake. I don't think ace-x should be folding on king 6. But obviously having the undercard, and then obviously the 5 is kind of maybe the worst. Maybe the 5's not the worst, because deuces through 4s is still relevant. Like blocking more trash, because the 5, he's going to have more bad or 5x hands that miss this board than he will deuce-x, but I guess like him having 4s through deuces is... We'll just check here, because I expect the rec to reopen a lot, if he has a hand. I don't expect the rec to be disciplined enough to check back a value hand. If he checks back, he's going to check back air, then I don't really care. Almost cursed, but yeah. Because you lead mainly because you're worried about them checking back. You don't really care to lead. Unless there's an exploitative reason where you think you rep more bluffs or something. I hope this video is good. I don't think it's too crazy, but just me calling down and sun running. But I'll try to post a blitz video and maybe be more educational on that. But anyway, I think I'm going to wrap up the video. And probably after this ace is in. And we'll see this hand. Oh, there's no BBJ here, man. What is going on? This guy's just the most aggressive reg of all time. I've been playing him wrong. Yeah, maybe I'll inform people more about the Ontario storylines. Alright, aces without a club here. We're just gonna half pot then. Blocking more calls, I'll bet. I think also I think we like to be at backdoor flush draw suit. I think double bet is worse. Pretty sure that's a common heuristic. I would assume he's just gonna have more equity and want to keep the small pot smaller when he has more equity. I technically block a little bit more calls, so there's that, but it depends how many calls that really is. And also how much he's reopening backdoor flush draw. hands, because if I don't think he's reopening them too often, then I'd rather bet myself. I low-key just want to jam, like, am I trolling? I just feel like this guy's gonna call me if I jam. Theory, I'm supposed to go half pot ding ding, but takes. Oh, actually, it was genius. Look, he folded. I would've got bluffed. It's a fine spot to have jams. I'm sure it's fine. Like, I'm sure main size probably half pot and just go half pot, but like just geometric. But I'm sure it's fine to jams. Just because you can, there's a lot of hands that don't mind jamming, pushing a lot of equity. So I don't mind it. I was thinking I don't have the ace of clubs. He's like low-key kind of free rolling me with the draw. It's really hard to bet a size where a draw is priced out here, so I don't mind it. Because even if I can get value from a flush draw, he's kind of free rolling me because he's in position. So I'm just gonna check versus the rec here. Nice hand. Got me. Okay, for every need check back, you guys gotta remember when my opponents also had the nuts today, okay? What, I've checked back versus a flush, I've checked back versus a full house, you know? Maybe it's just my genius intuition. Maybe I'm not in it. But anyway, this video is running a little too long, so yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.